Hello, my hosts, and welcome to another Blender stream. Today we are trying to make something that looks like a office that you would have a professor live in. So let's do that. The idea is I'm going to do this up in Blender and then probably sketch over it in Inkscape to make it look flatter and more cartoony. So that's the plan at least. All right, let's go across. Hi, the Awesome Pie. How am I? I'm doing quite well. First things first, let's move the default cube. There we go. This time, the default cube isn't going to get deleted. How do we... I want to select sides. Oh, that's not what we wanted. X faces. There we go. Now, first things first, we want a desk. I'm just actually thinking, if this is a professor's desk, it's not going to be against the wall. It's going to be facing the door. All right. First thing to do, select that. Object mode, another cube, which we are going to shrink down to its about desk proportion relative to everything else. Bring that in. Bring that out. Yeah. I used to work for a university, so should be familiar with that. Let's put the thing to the side, because often what you see in a professor's office is they'll have consulting time, basically, where students can come in and talk to the professor, especially if the professor is supervising their work. All right. Professor's off. When used, it will give +5 to intelligence. You'd hope so. Okay, so that's the desk there. You move it a little bit closer to the back. And what I'm going to do basically is block everything out. With cubes, and then we'll sort of refine these cubes when we got sort of the placement and location right. So that will be the seat for the person who's talking to the professor. Then we go duplicate. That's the professor's desk there. That's all good. Let's have the... Let's decorate the desk first. There. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Wanted to do that. Cube. Having a lot of cubes today. Like right now, this is going to be the monitor. Oh, but these days, monitors are thin, aren't they? So we'll make it thinner. Sort of wider as well. Needs to be a bit more thinner than that. Move it over here. We'll rotate it around so you can now look at his student and also the monitor. And both will be useful. All right, another cube. Why? Oh, cube's so big it... What do I want for this? Oh, this is going to be the keyboard. That makes sense. So, apply that. Let's scale you out. So it's sort of like just roughly getting this so all the proportions are right. Although I don't think the keyboard should just hover over the desk. That kind of... There we go. All right. There. That's the keyboard. I guess it's going to need a mouse, isn't it? All of these cubes standing in for all of these different things. All right. But I guess if you've got the sort of like the rough shape and profile and proportion, things will start looking right anyway. Also gives us sort of like a narrative of this particular one. Since this desk is oriented towards the door, it probably implies that this is a professor who enjoys talking to their students, while something click out of here, just hide that for a second. We'll go take that, move it up. Show that. All good. Still in edit mode. Good. Split it with a loop cut. Number of cuts. 2. Loop cut across there. All right. Good. Now, it's like that and that. Kind of like that. Can we do it up? That and that. Go in a little bit. Then extrude out. There we go. That looks mouse-like. All right. And fill in that as well. We're just blocking things out at the moment. All right. This whole wall here is going to be for the bookshelves. Yep. Okay. Cube. Bring it in. Bring it down so it's like a defined boundary between the bookshelf and the wall. Because we're not... because this professor doesn't have their office in a stack. A stack's a type of way of building a library where you use the actual shelves as the main supporting infrastructure, which is cool. And I am definitely going to be doing a video on them at some point. All right. Here we go. Switch there. Loop cut. That looks about right. And select all of these. Insert faces, bring this in slightly. That didn't do what I wanted. Okay, undo that. I think we might have to do them. There, okay. We repeat the process here. Oops. this to be in line with that. That looks about right. Okay, good. Put these on there. We extrude backwards. Like that. But actually we want to put that because this will become used for painting the, well, Professor has a very grey room. It's almost like it's a new Blender project. Yeah, not enough textures yet. You know, that looks like a really good bookshelf. I had so much trouble doing bookshelves before. I think that technique really works. Okay. I'm reminded of actually going into a professor's office where they were having trouble with their computer because the main mouse kept going to a funny shape and it didn't click normally. And I came in to have a look, and all over it was end of term, so the office was full of exams. And what had happened was a number of the exams were actually sitting on the keyboard and pushing down the command key on the Mac. All right. While we are in this, let's add another thing like, that's not right. Add another face here. Then punch back in. There. Now we're going to be facing it from this angle, so we didn't even really have to do that, but it felt right. What else should I add? Best bookshelf ever, unbelievably hyper realistic. Yeah. All right. What should I add to make this work? Actually, doing it this style is kind of cool. Not for the background, but I think it's just an art piece. Let's make these chairs, actually, let's make the chairs better. So, all right. Let's first rename this to be student chair. Okay. We'll start. Okay, there. Make the room. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, I wonder how I'm going to sell sort of this room being disorganized. Move that up. Move this down. Just that and that. Move that in. All right. Let's get the floor out of the way. All right. How are we going to insert? Oh, that's a... I love the undocumented feature. That's a... wonderful idea. And... take that in up to there. We want to have that to be a cylinder, but that's square at the moment. Is there any way to make it more cylindrical? I guess we could just insert a cylinder there. Let's do that. Cursor to selected. Mesh. Go for cylinder. Make cylinder a lot smaller, so radius like that. Depth like that. All right. Oh. Got to be a lot thinner. Yeah, it looks more in proportion. Okay, let's adjust things. This is going to be walls. Okay. Put the walls back in. Yes, should be a little bit hovering above that. All right. Let's select the bottom of here. Now, ideally, this would be a wheelie chair, but I'm not sure I could do a wheelie chair that well. So what I'm going to do is say that the university this guy works for is a slightly dodgy one. It's going to give them, oops, not loop cut, select like that. So break that down to the floor. Then we're going to expand this out. And do that style of chair. Oh, while we're at it, let's take this post out from sticking into somebody's bottom. There. seat stand. Okay. Chair. All right. Selecting onto you. Move it down to here. Select you there and extrude you out to make a seat back. All right. Another loop cut here. What we can do just like that. Like that. I want to cinch these in. But I believe I'm going to have to do it actually. Alright, like that, and like that, that, and like that. Edge, there's an option that I need. It might be vertex. Blend from shape, propagate from shape, extrude, mesh, split. And now if I go up like that and like that, we go scale. Where are you? Scale. There you are. Bring this in. That didn't work the way I wanted it to work. Okay. Undo, 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 undo. Let's try this again. How do I make this sort of tight up? All right. Actually, rather than doing that, make it to there. Probably actually make it 4, 5. Like that. Now I'll get rid of that. Edges and faces. Oh, that didn't go well. That's better. X faces. X faces. All right. So we can join these back on together. Face. 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 Close that in. All right. All right. That looks pretty damn chairish to me. If chairish was a term that people actually used. All right. What's next? Ah. And that is... yeah. We probably want to do a chair for the professor. And we're going to make this look more comfortable. We're going to make it look almost like a couch. Hell yeah, the chariot's chair. All right. Let's go loop cut 3, 2. That's like that. Then we'll move these. Actually, we'll move. What's the button to select? That's Alt. Yeah, Alt selects those ones. Okay. Slide you over like that. Say minus 0.5. So we can go over here. Move that like there and say minus 0.5. That makes things symmetric. Good. Of course. That will extrude down. It's going to have all comfy armrests on this thing. Down like that. All right. Is that too high for comfort? Doesn't really matter, actually, because it'll be hidden behind that. All right. Next. There. All right. Let's go like that. It's going to be painful, isn't it? Uh, oh, it's gone and doubled it again. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. Got the whole Z fighting schmozzle here, I suspect. Let's select you again. That's not what we want. Face. Can we solidify this face? Solidify face. Good. And now we can just move that to fill in there. Good. That will do the same. Eye faces. Move that out. And you. We can extrude you up. Yeah. Almost like looks throne-like. Yeah, that's a type of attitude I get from some profs. Perfect. And we select all the edges and sort of bevel it out to make it look smoother. All right. Let's try that as well. These ones. Those ones. Not the ones against the ground. Okay, and bevel tool. Extrude, insert, bevel. Okay. Just a touch of bevel. And like that. Well, these bits aren't beveled there. I'll have to reverse that. That bit. Any others missing bevels? Nope. Hold on. Why does that stop being beveled? Something weird happening there. there, and there. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. It's a Professor Throne. Yeah, it is, definitely. All right. I think it's good enough for the prof. Okay. I think we can leave it like that. This little bit of space here seems to be unused. But I think when I do the trace over, I'm going to be adding a whole lot of junk and sort of papers stacked up and whatever. I think that would be good. All right. But I think that we can leave that here for the time being. Let's get back to my main room. Ironically, going from a professor's room to a classroom. Thank you, everybody, for joining me as I worked on my little professor's room. Tomorrow, where are we going? Let's have a look at my schedule. I think it is it's Minecraft. Yep. So you can join me for that. Thank you, everybody, for keeping me company, and I hope to see everybody later. Goodbye.